Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. We're having a fabulous time with our previous guest, and now I have a new guest, Regi. Regi has been on my show many times. Actually, he comes on, I think it's about once a month, Regi. How are you, Regi?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm just so happy because we're going into 2021. And we were just talking about it. And he said, well, what do you think about 2021? Oh, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible, 2021. He said, well, what about, and then my producer said, what about 2020? Well, let's not discuss 2020. Right. I think 2020, actually, I'm not going to discard it. I think 2020 was a big learning procedure of acting in life 100% twist around.
Can I give you the parallel?
Yes.
So in optometry, which is for the vision, 2020 represents great vision.
Correct.
So what 2020 did for us, it allowed our vision to become sharper and keener.
Yes.
So now we are aware of all the things that is taking place. Now we're a lot more keener. Our vision is a lot more brighter. So we've become more awakened to the things that are around us, everything we're dealing with.
We were getting very used to it. We were getting very lackadaisical. We were getting very sort of, and then all of a sudden, boom, and it happened like a flash. I happened on a building, and was renting it out to a beauty salon. And I get a call, 10 o'clock in the morning, and she says, Ninon, we have to be out by 12. I said, out where? I didn't know what on earth they were talking about. This was in March. It was March 15th. She said, we have to be out by 12.
We went to sleep one night, and we woke up, and everything changed.
Changed, and you're right. Now, you have three things that you want to do. Regi is amazing. Actually, Regi takes care of a lot of married couples and unmarried couples and couples that are going to get married and people that are sort of thinking of marriage or thinking of dating or whatever the case may be. I still can't figure out what I'm thinking and what I want yet. And I haven't since my husband passed away. And that was some time ago. And I still haven't worked out what I want to do, if I want to get married again or date again, or I don't know what I want. But I'm not worried about it.
It'll all be unveiled to you at the right time.
Be
patient.
Isn't that beautiful?
And it'll come to you organically and naturally.
And how it should be.
And timing is everything.
Well, timing is one of the
Because you know there's a difference between time and timing. I tell people that all the time. There's a difference between time and timing.
Well, time is as of 24 hours.
Yes, but timing is unlimited whenever. It just manifests when it's supposed to.
Yeah,
exactly.
When it is, it's going to be. So I want to know, this is very intriguing because I was talking to my talent director and I was telling her a few things, because a couple of things have been going wrong, and I said, you've got to sort it out yourself, because only you can sort it out, because if it wasn't for you, it wouldn't happen. And you came up with these three things, so this is what they are.
So, you were saying that, but here's the first note, and I was writing notes this morning because I knew you and I would have this conversation, and we always have a great dialogue.
Yes.
But the first thing I want people to understand is whatever it is that you put into your subconscious mind is what you'll get back in return.
It's 100% right. Absolutely.
Whatever you put into the subconscious,
nothing's going to come back.
You cannot make a withdrawal if you haven't made a deposit.
Deposit, yes.
So whatever you deposit is what you're going to be able to
withdraw. We're not talking about money. We're talking about life. Yeah. We're talking about your being.
The thoughts that you think is the words that you speak.
Yes. And isn't your thought a second or even less than a second before it comes out, isn't it?
Yes.
Most people don't know that. They think that's like sometimes when you interrupt people, it's only because the thought and it's come out and it's tapped onto somebody else while they're talking where it's not supposed to, but it happens.
People interrupt though because it's called what we call anticipatory. They're anticipating what they think the person is actually saying.
Then their own thoughts. That happened to me when they haven't finished their sentence. I get that a lot. Well, hang on, I haven't finished yet. That's nothing to do.
That's not what I was thinking. That's not what I was saying.
Not where I was going. So don't get mad at me. Hang on a second. You can really get mad at me after I really tell you. So
here's what I want to do. I want to introduce to you, Ninon, and the audience, because I think this is so important. It's what I call Regi's 3 mindsets, and these are Regi's relationship recipes for an effective and expanded conscious dating in 2021.
Okay, that sounds cool.
So the first one is what I consider to be the realistic mindset. Realistic mindset. This allows you to accept what really is. So this
realistic.
Means be true to thyself.
To thine own self
be true. To thine own self be true.
To thine own self be true.
The realistic mindset.
I believe that's in the Bible.
It is.
Sure.
It's not. I don't think it's in the Bible, but I think it was either Shakespeare.
Yes, I think it's Shakespeare. But I think it's connected anyway.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm sure there's to being true. What the Bible talks about. When you know the truth, you become free.
Yeah. That's it. Free yourself.
Yeah, by the truth that you know.
Yeah, and so you don't have to keep looking over your shoulder. Whoops.
That realistic mindset is so important because being true to thyself is a personal choice.
Yes.
You have to choose to be true to yourself.
Oh, how hard is that going to be for a lot of you out there? Because it's only you've got.
So we got to start peeling back those layers and being true to what you believe is right. And is a fit for you.
Yes, because everybody's fit is something different. It could be exactly the same thing, but it fits you in a different way than it would fit me.
Exactly.
And I don't think people understand that. They think it should be the same as the way they think or the way they have it or perceived it or whatever it is, and it's not. We all perceive something totally different.
We do. It's like you saying, I just want a good man. And then Sally over here says, I just want a good man. Well, Sally has to be true to herself so she understands what her good man looks like.
Yes,
and you have to be true to yourself so that you know what your good man looks like.
Yes.
Because just because both of you want a good man don't mean you guys want the same type of man.
I don't want the same man as another woman anyway.
Exactly.
although I admit this, I was the third wife of my husband, but their marriages only lasted a few years. Mine lasted 29 years, so I guess
he saved the best for last.
That's what he said. The third, the charm. That was me. So, what is the others?
This number 2 then would be the reasoning mindset. So we go from the realistic mindset to the reasoning mindset.
Okay.
So the reasoning mindset, this requires an eagerness to get things right, even if it means changing your mindset. So that means rethinking things.
Wouldn't that be a good thing to do, though?
Oh, absolutely, because the first one is all about being true to thyself, but the second one is all about knowing thyself.
Yeah, so if you know yourself, I mean, you don't have to tell anybody else, but as long as you tell yourself, as long as you know, doesn't really matter, because then you can understand yourself, or maybe not to say this, or to say it, or do it differently, or, handle it in a different manner.
Let's look at it like this, Ninon, because that word know, when you study that word know is a word of intimacy. It's a word of intimacy. So you had talked about, you made reference to the Bible earlier, but in the Bible it says, Mary says, how can I be pregnant when I have not known a man?
It's true. That's one of the world's mysteries. That's a world mystery. Nobody.
So it's saying, and we talked about truth. So it is the truth that you know that has the ability to make you free. So in other words, it's the truth that you become intimate with.
Yes.
That word know is a word of intimacy. Know thyself. It's not until you take the time to become intimate with yourself that you can really know and understand who you really are.
And also, I think it's when you make a mistake, admit to that mistake and say, I wish I hadn't done that. At least admit to yourself.
Be true to
thyself. And you're absolutely right. Being true to yourself sets you free.
Yep.
And being true to other people too sets you free as well. Being true, don't lie, don't cheat, don't do any of that stuff because it wears on you.
It keeps you bound.
Yeah.
Because you got to keep remembering what you said. But when you can just speak freely and be truthful, you're not bound. You walk in liberty.
I had an incident just like that about a car, and the same story came out. Allstate Insurance. I went to the head honcho on Allstate arguing with me, but the same story came out every time. So then they had to pay and forfeit what it was, but they didn't want to. But the same story came out, and I said, "So you want me to take the car back, and you want me to get blown up in the car? Then you really have a problem. You're really going to have a lawsuit." Oh yeah, it was quite something. But that was because of the truth.
Yes,
that was telling the truth. They didn't have to ask me and say, "Well, what happened?" Well, this is what, and it happened. I must have told 20, 30 people what happened. I was so tired of the story myself, but it was always the same story.
Consistency,
because it was what happened. I didn't make anything up. This is what happened. And that is life.
You got to be consistent.
consistent.
It's very important. Being consistent in your character. In fact, I guess we were in the green room, if it's what you want to call it, before I came out. But the gentleman and I, we were just talking about the difference between personality and character.
Yes. Oh, yes.
There's a huge difference between a personality and persons, because personality shifts with the wind. So I can be one thing today based off of who I'm with. My personality will change. But the thing that remains the same, that's constant, is your character.
Your
the character is the true key essence of who you really are.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah, that's you.
But the personality, I was telling him, and he got a kick out of it. I said, personality is like putting fragrance on a man when we put cologne on.
Yeah.
But the problem sometimes when we put cologne on, we don't have to bathe. So you just put cologne on a funky body, and so now you got a
phony body,
a fragrant mess, something that smells stinky.
Totally different.
Right.
But a lot of people. It's funny you say that because sometimes you feel I don't have time for a shower. You always have time to be, and I don't call it a shower. You always have time to be clean. Yeah. And it is like a cleansing.
It is.
I mean, when you take a shower, you come out. Don't you feel good? I mean, I think everybody does. A lot of people don't.
It's refreshing. Rejuvenating.
Don't go to the ladies' room, and there's some women that don't wash their hands off, and you look at them and you think, oh dear.
Like, I don't know about this one.
Anywhere near where this one goes.
Yeah. So we got the realistic mindset, the reasoning mindset, and the realistic mindset is be true to thyself.
Cool.
The reasoning mindset is know thyself.
Know thyself. That's two different things.
Exactly. But then the third one is the romantic mindset.
Ooh.
The romantic mindset, this is characterized by the expression of love. So this one is love thyself.
That's right.
You have to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, nobody else can love you.
Yeah, how can anybody?
If you don't love your own self,
even be near you, or even you have to be secure. I think in what you do and who you are. Otherwise, you've got a very, very large problem because you can't relate to other people because you're relating something that's not that.
Yeah.
You're relating something which isn't you. So how can you get back anything if you relate the wrong thing? I always tell people, I say, I'm like a computer. You feed me stuff, it goes and it comes out. So if you feed me the wrong thing, guess what? You're going to get the wrong answer. They will. Think about it. Whatever you're fed, right?
You're going to compute it and spit it back out.
Yeah, because you're going to analyze it, think about it, and then you're going to give the answer. And then if it's a lie or it's not the right thing, then how do you expect? You can never get on that way.
But your energy won't sit well with it either. Once you analyze it, as you said, and you spit it back out, you realize, oh, no, there's something. It's not computing. It's not adding
It doesn't translate.
Well,
I'm a great one at that. I said, 2 and 2 here don't make 4.
Yeah.
This is not adding up the right way. And they, how do you know? How do you know? And I said, well, it's just being logical. It doesn't work. So when you think you're fooling somebody else, you really aren't.
Yeah, you're not.
No, because they know.
It comes back.
They know. So what is the best thing coming out of, we talked 2020 and we're going 2021. What's the best thing you can give anybody, children, anybody out there, advice for 2021?
You got to go into 2021 with an open mind. People have become shut in. We've been shut in for so long because...
Well, we have.
That's what I mean. We've been shut in for so long. And so what it has now, it has allowed us to have a closed mind because we've been enclosed.
Yes, we've been.
And so
nothing's happened.
Right. So we have a closed mind. But 2021, we have to be open-minded and we have to be positioned so that we can receive.
Yeah.
It's repositioning that you can receive.
Receive. Or whatever it may be that's coming to you is probably for you anyway. And I think it's don't be afraid into going into the unknown as of work or as a relationship or as something because you've just reorganized yourself with either just you alone or with your fiancé or with your husband and children. All of us have totally reorganized themselves. I haven't really because I've only got me at home, so I'm pretty cool. And I've been going out. I'm not. Yeah. I don't abuse. I wear the mask. I do everything I'm supposed to do. I've never been one for being in big crowds anyway.
Right.
So I think it's sort of be a little bit. I think this is probably opening up people's minds of probably living a different life.
Well, I think what's key too as well, Ninon, is we're telling them to be open-minded, but we also need them to understand what used to be considered normal may not be normal anymore. So you can't look for what used to be.
No.
Embrace what might become.
Yes.
Because what might become may end up being better than what used to be.
What you had before. Because you've got a lot of people that are going to return to the office. You've got a lot of people that are going to have half the office, half at home. And then you've got another group that are going to be at home for their business because they've realized, I don't need an office anymore. I don't need to spend that $1,000 a month. I can do this at home. But can they really? I mean, you also don't really want to lock yourself at home 24 hours a day either.
Yeah.
So you've got to get yourself into a happy medium as to what you want. And it's kind of reorganizing your life.
It is.
So that's where you come in when you said, be open.
Definitely. It's a reposition taking place.
It's wonderful. What about the married couples out there?
Well, married couples just have to embrace tomorrow and appreciate today, because today is what I call a present. And how do you embrace? How do you get the present? By being present. So if you understand what it means to be present, that means you enjoy this now moment that you have, so that you can stay present and just give the best presentation of yourself.
I love that. Present yourself as who you are, not as somebody else, a phony or whatever it may be. I'm going to wish everybody out there, just have an open mind. Realize that you're probably better than what you think you are. You've had a lot of time to think about who you are, being locked in your home or obeying the rules or not obeying the rules, whatever you decided to do. Now is the time that you can really be, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Do it. It's just a life. And let me tell you something. My life has gone by pretty fast, and I am where I am. I can't do anything about it. I've had the greatest life anyone could have. And I always say, if I die right now, which I promise you I won't.
I hope not. I certainly hope not.
And if I do, I want red roses everywhere. But I've had the most beautiful life any woman's had. But I've also always had a very open mind. And also been very thankful for all the world has given me and all that stuff. So, your message?
Well, it's very simple. Just realize that what's to come is certainly better than what's been. And the perspective is, it's probably already looking better.
There you go. And I feel that too. I feel that everything sort of is all coming together. It's going to be great. I want to thank Win Network. They're putting our show on the network. And actually, because of you, Regi, is that we're getting onto this Win Network, because you're going to be on the Win Network.
Yeah, we have a great commercial running right now.
Yeah, we have well, how can they see the commercial?
I think it's running on their network, but I'm going to get it to you so you'll have it on yours, and
I'll put it on all my Facebooks. Absolutely. I'll put it on everything. You know me. It gets transmitted all over the world as fast as I can possibly work it out, because I'm really not a technical person, but the world has made me a technical person because nobody else out there that's doing it. So I have to get it out there, which I don't mind actually, because I learn. I'm learning all these technical things there. It's awesome. It's really cool. Anyway, but also don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe Vegas Live with Ninon, because without you, nothing happens. And I want to thank everybody for all these years. We've been doing Vegas Live with Ninon for 5 years now, and actually 5 years in November, and it's doing absolutely great. I want to thank Steve as my producer, Lynn, who does my talent, and everybody else out there, because without you, nothing happens. Take care. We'll be back next year. If you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up, and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.